Another episode of Home with Daisy. So this wall is almost completely skim coated. I'm not skim coating it down further simply because we're tiling down there. And this is what the rest of everything looks like. It's pretty much filled. And again, going through and finishing off the skim coating of everything. So it's exciting. I come here and do this and then have to wait for it to dry. And so I end up having to do other things around the house while I'm waiting for this to dry, which isn't that big of a deal, but I'm just excited to move on. New development in the world of the kitchen. So I just got my renderings back from Home Depot. This is what she gave me. It's mostly good. It's kind of what I told her to do, but not completely what I told her to do, which is okay, but it gives me an idea. And that idea is that I don't love that, and that's a whole lot of freaking money to be so undecided about something. Like, I am just very unsure. That's how I'm feeling. Very undecided and very unsure. And I found out that Lowe's, and I'm pretty sure Home Depot as well, also sells these countertops, which I'm sure is exactly what these are, without the little backsplash, which is what this little piece right here is considered, and also without this lip, just straight flat, which is what I wanted. Okay, all that being said, these IKEA shelves are in good condition. I don't appreciate the wine storage because, as you know, I am sober, but there's two little screws in here that pop this right out, so then it would no longer be wine storage. Not to mention that these may be black, but have you guys seen that paint that has wood fibers in it that makes everything look like real grain wood? But also, you could just reface these cabinets. I could, if I wanted. Or I could attempt to paint them before even refacing them. I could even go in and probably make these look like, what's that style called that everyone likes? Where it's like a square around a square? I forget, but they're in the rendering of the Home Depot look-alike. So all of that to say, what if I just went that route until I can decide what I want from a kitchen? Because I think that's where my anxiety is coming from, is that I don't know how I'll feel about it. The only thing I'll have to do is a square cut like this, which is perfectly measured out already for the stove that's upside down over there. So I could just measure this and keep that. And then I'm getting a new sink, so I'd have to do the cutout for the sink. But I don't think that's a problem either. Like, I really don't. So now I'm like, do I just go buy the supplies? Maybe that's what I do. Then I'll have a better idea too of like coloring, because when she sent that to me, that rendering, the stone, the tile that I sent her to mock up in that looks like gray blue, and that's for sure not. And then the coloring of the floor is for sure not the same, which like I understand, but I wish they would have imposed that color match slightly better so that I actually knew what it would look like. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. I'm a little overwhelmed, but I need to figure out what I'm doing. What I need to do is like finish the walls. Maybe just get the countertop and cut it myself, because it's like $200 just to cut the countertop myself. This is what I'm thinking of doing. I also want to see that countertop in person. So I'm shook. Absolutely. Also, there's a discount store near us that does cabinetry. They do cabinetry, you know? So, in theory, I could buy cabinets and install them myself, you know?